Welcome to the Communication and the Workplace Culture. My name is Chi, and this is what we want to talk about today, communication and how it affects us. Below, you will see the process that we'll be going through in regards to all the slides. Now, that being said, let's move to the next slide. This is a basic introduction of the course or this particular lesson. The competent communicator, that simply means an individual who is talking and with the expectation that he will be receiving some information back, is the one who knows how to share ideas, manage his message, as well as to discuss his feeling through the social rituals that can be used there. And here's 4 steps that you should consider. Review the possible strategy. You pick one, you act on that choice, and then you evaluate the results. Needless to say, the competent communicator will be asking these questions, but at the same token, it's hard to realize, hey, these are things that are on my mind constantly. Review some of these terms, if you would, and think about them as we will discuss them in the use of this particular course. Here are the objectives that we will be trying to obtain when we're working with this particular lesson of the competent communicator. Now, here's a brief pretest that you would probably want to go ahead and review just to see how well you understand this concept of the communicator. Now, here are the answers to the tests, and as we move on, you will spend your time. You can hold these pages if you want to check your answers. Now, beginning here is, or rather, the steps that the competent communicator will take in terms of his process of communicating. The workplace. When you enter the workplace, it's helpful to think of it as a different culture that you would be in when you're with your friends, family, and now you switch over to another place, which is where you then in turn have to interact with somebody else. The workplace brings in a lot of strangers. Once you get used to these strangers and realize how to deal with them, and it's a little bit easier to deal with the ability to communicate. In the workplace, you're expected to do certain things, and you will be told probably at the very beginning by the manager, these are the things that we expect you to do. But they don't tell you these other things, which is to share information, control your persuasive message, as well as discuss your feeling. These are not talked about inside of the process of the workplace, and these are the things that you have to discover for yourself. Now, understand the social rituals. That means the things that will go on from day to day in this workplace. And of course, there's not going to be anything that's going to be prescribed. That means told to you in advance. So you have to be able to adjust to these things as you go along in your day-to-day. Now, in conclusion, look at some of these points that we discussed. And it's at this point that you might want to read these, pause this, and see if you can agree with the summary that has been. Some review questions for you to think about. And these review questions will also kind of reinforce what you currently known from reading and listening to this. Here are some more that you want to take into consideration. And that concludes the concept. There will be a test that will be given to you to determine how much you know about the competent communicator. And it's at this point, I might add, you should come to the class that we will have in regards to the competent communicator, and it would be there that we will discuss some of the things that you may or may not know as well as share some of the ideas that you and your classmate will be experiencing.